Hey, good morning, good evening, good afternoon. And what do you think? What's going on? I just spent the last
Plus $50 at T-Mobile. Just one cord. Say goodbye to that. Home internet from T-Mobile. Just 50 a month.
Captain's log, Stardate 47869.2.
so do we get to see the 23rd century? No, I think so. You may not, but humanity or what's ever left of it will. And God will just keep shuffling in the background. So, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and welcome to Dreamy Dreamland with your Sensei Bob here. The weather has been pretty sketchy, but it has been a blessing that the worst of the worst has just kind of grazed by us. We've had about 4 storms in the last couple of weeks that just grazed by us, right? Places in Virginia and North Carolina, which is like kind of weather-wise on either side of us. Um, I mean, there's Kentucky and West Virginia; they kind of got whacked too. But we get a little rain. We're a rainforest. It rains. Things are green. We have a big lake. Um, and we really have only this whole summer have had 5 days when it was in the 90s. Right now, it's in the 70s. Right, so that's why I picked this place 20 years ago, and that's why I built my little, deep green. And it's everyone has big, gigantic houses. Boone, a friend of mine sent me looking for something in Boone, and I got lost, and I was kind of stuck up in this strangeness between the town of Boone, um, Banner Elk, and these houses were like the size of big box stores. I mean, 20, 30,000 square foot a house. And they didn't just have their own security folk, they had their own military. And I with my little spy eye here, I saw that pretty much everything that was above ground, there was a lot more underneath it. That was for sure. And they were in this kind of sawtooth mountain range where really nothing could get inside. No one couldn't be hit by a missile per se. Cruise missile, but not even a cruise missile because they were so steep, it's not going to be able to do any of that. Trajectory wise, be tough. But like I said, it was more underground than above. And these guys, they all surrounded me in black Escalades, right? And they all had tack gear on, right? They came and the windows were blacker than this coat. You couldn't see in, right? And they stopped and all around me and sir, I rolled down the window and said, "Hey, how you doing? Good to see you. I'm lost." I said, "Sir, what are you doing here?" I said, I'm lost. So we heard that you were driving erratically and you were naked. Well, it was one of those days. It was 90 degrees. I can't use my air conditioner because it makes a lake in that side of the car. So I had to keep the windows open. It was and it was like the roads were like this, and this was the weirdest place I've ever been, other than underneath the Denver airport and meeting Mr. Globaloni and Dr. Bitnoff in Buzios, Brazil, and then being taken to their place that was larger than the French place where they signed the Treaty of Versailles. So, yeah, things are weird, and I'm here to tell you stories. I just spent, I don't know, a couple hours looking at YouTube, and all the people who get 40, 60 hours, like Scotty Boy. Here, let's look at what I've been looking at. There nobody really. Oh my butt. Oh, ooh, 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 ah, ooh, ee, ooh, ah, ooh, ooh, ooh. Do 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 do. Baby, ooh, ooh, ee, ooh, Take time, woman. Ooh, ee, ooh, Hey, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and welcome to your dreamy dreamland. Let's say, there's breakfast. There it is. Looking at it. Tool, love, here's the tools. Thank you. I think that's it. Breakfast has arrived. These guys, what do we call it? Chicken fried. It's chicken, right? Fried. Sun fried chicken, but not really. It's something else. Country, thank you. Country fried chicken. And most people make it and the taste feels like a piece of plywood. This is really good. Country fried chicken. And most people make it and the taste feels like life has been a gift given to us by our Creator, right? And people don't take the time or appreciation. It's actually getting smaller. To appreciate their life, like right here, right now. Look at the deep green, right? You can't get nicer than this place, right? And even when it was attacked and attempted to be devoured by the cockroaches, they couldn't stand it. That kind of beauty, that kind of intimacy with love's co-creation, they just couldn't stand it. I mean, they lasted longer than I thought, about a year and a half. And it doesn't mean others, this place is pretty much toast because it's a corporation, like I said, that area between Banner Elk and Boone, they just destroyed everything that was love's co-creation. And those gigantic houses and the golf course and the manicured gardens, it kind of reminded me of you know uh, the corporate Cracker Barrel, right? I mean, there used to be a gas station down here that actually had a real, real Cracker Barrel, meaning they got crackers in a barrel. I don't know how many in there, and you would just dig your hand in there and grab yourself a cracker and chomp on it until those crackers got too icky, and because they weren't individually wrapped, and then they would put them into they would burn better than the wood that they had for the wood stove. But now that store was taken down and a Dollar General put in its place. And it's not like this hasn't happened before. I mean, just look at you know Palestine. Just look at uh, you know the city of God. You know how many temples have been taken down, how many walls have been destroyed. You know, it doesn't change. It really doesn't. Just one minute while I relieve myself here. Do, 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 do. You know, people can't even enjoy a good stream. It's another gift. A good pinching a good loaf is one of God's greatest gifts. I mean, my body, my doctors can't believe that I'm still alive. Because I went from 480 pounds down to 210. But I was, between uh, three something and 480 for a good 15 years. And I spent 50 years being an electrician. So I mean, I burnt out every joint, everything. And I have arthritis, you name it, I got it. But how I can exist is that I live through love's co-creation, period, right? And I don't self-medicate myself. I mean, I enjoy a good pint with the fellas. I enjoy a good puff every now and then. But even those I have, you know, someone said, "Oh, hey, you want a puff?" I said, "Oh, no, thank you." Or someone gave me a whole bunch of ears of corn from their um, garden, and I took them. Though I can't eat them, I took them because it's not right to, you know, turn down a gift, right? So when um, people came up and down the road, I would, hey, hey, here. So they'd all, oh, you want a puff? I said, no. You want to snort? No, no. Do you? Here's some white lightning. No, no, no. Thanks. I mean, those things I can refuse because I can say, well, I can't take them because of my health. Right? Now they shouldn't be taking them because of their health, but they can't deal with their issues, right? They can't deal with their life. Me, I've had so many lives, right? And all of those lives I've had to learn things, right? As Mark Twain said, I was a poor man wishing to be a rich man, and then I was a rich man lamenting those I lost through my need to be a rich man. So I was a young man who gave up the love of my family to become famous. Now I'm a famous man waiting to die. And Mark Twain traveled the world, saw everything, did everything you could imagine, and that's why he could write so well. And if I could write half as well as he, I would be a happy wordsmith. And I'm doing my best. And that's all you can do. Do your best. Conscious intent. I am conscious intent. I am conscious intent. I am. Like right now, I can. I have this kind of what they call a heart murmur, and so I can feel it in there, and I can visualize it working better. And then once I do that, I breathe the prana in, and that goes away. So why would I? I got an appointment in October to see the cardiologist for him to convince me to have open heart surgery. Why would I convince go along with that? I'm gonna basically tell him, listen, okay, if I keel over here, and you can't, you can do that operation, but if I don't keel over, I'm not gonna do it. Basically, I live out here in the middle of nowhere. No one ever sees me, so if I keel over, pretty much, um, I will be with my ancestors, right? And that'll be fine. I've died 7 times. I mean, I know I'm not going anywhere until I complete that 11% that love's co-creation wants me to complete. Now, I've been doing a pretty good job. Everyone I meet, I talk to, I do a cold reading, see what's really going on inside of them, and then tell them a few things that it's like, oh, right. And so the three counties around here are pretty well known. And many people love me. Many people respect me. Many people are scared of me. You intimidate me. Really? I had an official tell me that once. You intimidate. I said, what are you talking about? You know. Does this guy look intimidating? Come on, say something. Yep, say something. Or are you a girly man? See, it works. You can write to me. This is a live chat, a live streaming. I just had a nice, good stream right over there. So, um, 16 minutes and 26 seconds. Now, I've been fasting today to rearrange my endocrinological self, and you should try that. You know, it's not bad to have a nice meal. Like you saw me having that nice meal, that country fried chicken. That was really good, but I don't have that every day, right? Maybe once a week I'll have a meal of that sort, right? I probably have 4 meals a week that are out and about, basically to talk to you, right? Because out here I can't be on my neighbor's front lawn when he's got guests, right? Or he's here, right? So, I mean, I can, but I'm not that pushy of a guy, right? But he says, "Oh, come up anytime," because he likes it that I hang out here. It keeps the dogs. Colonel Sanders has left. The tweakers have left. Grandpa cockroaches have left, and the dogs are still here. And hardly anybody's taking care, so they get into trouble. So I keep them from getting into trouble. They come and visit me. What the dog really wants is a little something to eat and affection. That's really all a dog wants. Okay, let's see. Move back too far, or I'll go this way. Otherwise, I'll fall over. Did you feel that? I put a wave of shamanic energy through the World Wide Web. Oh. 19 minutes and 33 seconds. Here we go. Let's see what I watched.
imagine a future. This is a national emergency. And our imaginings horrify us. We've got one hope. We're in a race against the Nazis. The world will remember this day. I don't know if we can be trusted with such a weapon. You are the man who gave them the power to destroy themselves. They won't fear it until they understand it. And I know what it means. If the Nazis have a bomb, then they won't understand it until they've used it. Are we saying there's a chance that when we push that button, we destroy the world? This is a matter of life and
Yep, that's it. Mathematically, that was true. Enrico Fermi. Groves wanted to know when he got that first chunk of plutonium, and he had to sign for it, and it said it cost $1 billion in the 1944. $1 billion was a lot of money, and if the thing didn't work, oops. So he basically said to Fermi, figure out how many airplanes, because our Air Force in Europe in the beginning it was not sustainable, right? The Germans were knocking down, and we lost close to 91,000 airmen in that. I mean, the U.S. Air Force lost more personnel per capita, per how many they had in the Air Force than any other branch. Marines second, and so that's why the atomic bomb was made. Cost effectiveness. Oh, cockroaches. Guy was going down a bumpy dirt road, about 40. I go up and down that road about 6 miles an hour. It's only a quarter mile long. How much quicker do you get there? Colonel Sanders lost his vehicle, one of his vehicles. He's lost 4 cars here, right? And one of them, because he would go up, it was an, what was it? Tahoe, big car, right? And he would go up and down that thing, a big, heavy car, and at about 30, 40 miles an hour. And he did it so much and bumped around that he broke or bent the crankshaft. So he lost half the horsepower. It was like very bizarre.
Alita, Battle Angel 2 aims to take audiences on another thrilling journey through the post-apocalyptic world of Iron City, introducing new characters. Rosa Salazar would undoubtedly reprise her role as Alita, not only because she's a star, but also because she adores the character. "I'd play Alita until my last breath," she declared. "I would, and thanks to the performance capture technology, I probably could." Director Robert Rodriguez and producer James Cameron have expressed their interest in the project and have discussed ideas for the sequel. However, with the acquisition of Fox by Disney, the path to getting the sequel approved may be more challenging. Alita, Battle Angel 2 aims to take audiences on...
Fancy another go? Huh? Very well, I'll go first. Sonate Duca. Well, this doesn't seem like a very fair Right. Let's even things up, shall we? Where is he? Where is he?
Where is he?
I've no idea where he'd be today. Pardon me, ma'am. Where is he?
Oops.
This would appear to be manual override. That was not manual override. Demons of air and darkness indeed. What is that? A gateway?
Portal.
These scenes could be holographic images. Be careful. Data! I was very foolish. But we have established that this is not a holograph. If I step through and investigate, we can determine whether this is truly a gateway. No, Data. You might not be able to get back, and I can't risk losing you. If it is not illusion, this gate would seem to take us beyond the confines of this planet. This would appear to be manual override.
Got it! I finally got my hands on a free dual camera drone.
Oh, hell. Ravagers.
Hey guys, you're about to be boarded by the United Ravagers. You can surrender and turn over any stuff worth anything and live, or you can die. So it's up to you.
It's me, Peter Quillen. What are you, remember?
Come on! We have an appointment!
We have an appointment. With who?
With Gamora.
With Gamora. What?
You're early.
Oh, hell.
I think the Kremlin feels it has time on its side, which is a mistaken belief in view, but that's what they think. And so I think we're going to see this war drag on into 2024 with very limited prospect of peace. But of course, a lot of this does hinge on the offensive. And if the Ukrainians can show the Russians that this is a losing proposition, that the longer they stay in this, the greater the risk of Russian forces unraveling and collapsing, of course, that makes a substantive difference to Ukraine's ability to come to negotiations with a strong hand. I think the Kremlin feels it has.
On July 9th, 2023, the U.S. completed the destruction of its last sarin projectile, marking the end of its chemical weapons program. The weapons were eliminated at the Bluegrass Army Depot in Kentucky, where as many as 51,000 M55 rockets containing sarin, a toxic nerve agent, had been stored since the 1950s. Sarin is one of the most deadly chemical weapons ever developed.
The table has reason to believe that this facility is providing services
ut qui excommunicantur. That is a grave accusation. We speak for the Marquis. And I speak for Osaka. Don't repeat the mistake that fool in New York made. Fools talk, cowards are silent, but wise men listen. So which one will you be? Hello, old friend. The table has reason to believe that this...
The biggest threat to the Ukrainian army right now is not the Russian Air Force, but the minefields that have been planted along the front lines. These minefields are not only deadly, but also difficult to detect and clear, and they pose a major obstacle for any movement or maneuver by the Ukrainian forces. It also exposes the troops to enemy fire from anti-tank teams and snipers. Some Ukrainian units have had to abandon their heavy armor and proceed, making them more vulnerable. The minefields are part of a complex defensive system that Russia has built behind the front line, which stretches hundreds of miles across eastern and southern Ukraine. The system includes barbed wire, trenches, anti-armor obstacles, and fortifications. The biggest threat to the Ukrainian army right now is not the Russian Air Force, but the minefields that have been planted along the front lines.
So that's kind of what I've been watching on YouTube. And it's mostly useless. It's mostly irrelevant. It's mostly has nothing to do with life of love's co-creation. And that's why I don't look at it much. That's why I don't have it in my man cave. That's why, But I do give you some kind of insight or around you, and a perception, comparing that illusion to what's inside of you, right? And so I don't know what more to say. How long have we been doing this? 32 minutes, 32 seconds. That's always a good time to bebop off the bebop. I got 76. It's almost 3. I haven't really eaten anything all day. I might just go and make myself a meal. It isn't raining. It's not overly sunny to toast me up. Sun doesn't really go that away until about 4 o'clock. So anyway, okay. Since no one's really partaking of the live stream, I'll let you guys go. Remember, get a hold of me at the dudewake42 at gmail. Dudewake42 at gmail. Dudewake at 42 at gmail. You want to throw something in the old PayPal? It still works. Somebody put something in there. Thank you, that person. Thank you. Okay.